this lesson, we're investigating patterns that occur during the day. Ancient people observed patterns of the sun and shadows to measure time. A sundial is one tool used to observe the patterns. In this activity, you'll build and observe a sundial for 3 days. To build your sundial, you'll use a plate, straw, clay, and markers. Before you begin, make a prediction. What do you think will happen as the day goes on? Record your prediction. When you've finished, click Continue. To build a sundial, you will place the clay in the center of the plate. Next, insert your straw into the clay at a slight angle. Find a sunny area outside to place your sundial. Each time you make an observation, you should make sure your sundial is in the same location and the straw is facing the same direction. You'll need to stand in the same location each time as well. To do this, make a line about 1 inch long extending in from the edge of your plate with a pencil. Then, using chalk, trace an outline of your plate on the ground and make a mark on the ground extending from the mark on your plate. If it is a windy day, place a rock or other type of weight on the plate to keep it from blowing away. After each observation, draw what you observe and record the time in the data table. Pay close attention to the patterns that you see. Click on the table to look at the observations from each day and time. After you've collected your data, click Continue. What do you observe in the morning of day 1? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's noon now. What has changed since your morning observation? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's now afternoon. What is different about this observation from earlier in the day? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. Now, let's look at 3 observations from day 2. What do you observe in the morning? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's noon now. What has changed since your morning observation? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's now afternoon. What is different about this observation? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. Let's look at 3 observations from day 3. It's morning. What do you observe? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's noon now. What has changed since your morning observation? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. It's now afternoon. What is different about this observation? After you've recorded your observation, click Next. Now that you've collected your data, take some time to analyze the data and communicate your findings. What patterns do you see? Use your data to complete the Communicate Information section.